what we're doing here is we're trying to set it up so that a standard or a normal RV type lock will mount into the door and still give us some security. Of course, as you can see, they're all cuts and pieces of metal we put together. This really is a Frankenstein door. So also the square tubing closer to my right knee is a little higher than where you see those 3 holes. That's actually part of the original door, the 3 holes. So we're going to have to raise that a little bit, and we're trying to get it so it's all level. This is where we bring out the, got this thing at Harbor Freight. Love that little store. I don't know, it's like $10 or not even that maybe. For accurate measurements, I use that. It's a neat little tool. It's cheap. If you're going to do anything serious, you're probably going to want to get one. But yeah, we're just trying to set up and design how we're going to put the lock installed so we can hopefully put the door in soon. So that's the plan. So after we did some contemplating, sitting down on our measurements, we start taking our little angle iron. We're going to cut this down to build a frame for the lock itself. Try to square it off and make it as secure as we can. And you'll also note the safety guard's not on that particular grinder, nor am my gloves on. And if I was willing to take a bet, I'd say I'm probably not wearing a face shield. This is how not to use a grinder. Yes. Yeah, complacency and heat got to us a lot. So, yeah, make sure you wear those items, especially if you're not in the Florida heat. But bring the lock back in, and yeah, threw the rag down finally. I noticed that setting that thing on off the cheap chrome plating or whatever it is they put on it, making it shiny, was getting scratched very easily. So may end up buying a new one later just because it's ugly in here. It's getting ugly. So, but yeah, we're just setting them in, make sure they're the right length, and then I'm trying to figure out a way to get the magnet to hold it while I weld it. I'm sure if I went to a welding school, this would work really easy. But well, we're just nuking this out as we go. So, yeah, this is like idiot welding 101. So, where am I? I've disappeared. Oh, wait, here I am. Yep. Oh, bigger magnet. Yeah, this will solve the problem. So, basically, I'm just going to put them over that hole, hopefully, and then try to just do a couple tacks to hold it still. Yeah, you can see. Just to get it, because when you're putting them, you have to get them to hold not only at a right angle, 90 degrees, but also you have to kind of do the 3D thing. They have to sit flush and then level in all directions. It's more of a 3-dimensional kind of trying to get it level, which is why I set it on top of the magnet, so it would hold it flat. So they'd be, when I put it back in there, it'd be flat together. Yep. Whoop. Got my hat on. Look, gloves. Oh, yeah. You definitely want to wear the gloves at this point. Throw a couple of tack welds. Get the angle iron out of there. I was using that little 2-inch angle iron there just to get my right angle. And here we go. And we finish off. Whoop. Pretty. It's like 4th of July. Yeah. Whoop. Yeah, I'd have to say that we're not near professional by any means. Nobody would ever pay us to do any welding, but our welds are getting better. Then I would clean it up a little bit, flatten it out, make it shiny, because everything's shiny, Captain. Yep. And eventually we're going to take that same piece and try to put it in there, and that's the lower part of the. Actually, I don't know if it's the lower part or not. The door's kind of upside down. What do we got here? No, it's actually kind of the back and the inner and upper part of the support. So there's Pops, Grandpa Charlie, Grandpa Nerd, setting the door up. Yeah, and again, people were talking about when they made these doors and framed them out, they were weighing like 300 pounds. That door was maybe 100 pounds, maybe 120 pounds total. and we used a continuous hinge on it. Continuous hinges, we got the aluminum one, and they'll hold up to 400 pounds. Um, the issue is that nothing on the bus is square, and as we were welding, we even warped it stuff even a little more. So yeah, it just, we ended up, we drill, and then we pre-drilled all the holes ahead of time with the hinge with them not on the door, and then when we went to put it up there, it somehow they didn't line up anymore. It was so weird. I'm gonna have to go with, we're not experts, so we ended up re-drilling. And some of the holes we couldn't use because of the location. So we ended up modifying the hinge in the sense we put new holes in it, which I'm sure that voided any warranty that might have existed. So this is what we got. We got the door, as you can see. The frame itself's pretty much mostly done. We're going to do a couple little minor issues with it. This is where the locking mechanism is going to go. What are we looking at, Charlie? Okay, let's do that one. Part of the issues we ran into, these are those locking nuts we were using, and I love them, they're fantastic. But when we did all this welding, it warped the steel. So all our pre-holes that we drilled and all these ones we preset, that was pretty much a mistake. That should be done afterwards. Now there's a bow, it looks like, in the steel. And these locking nuts actually keep this up off that steel a little bit. So it's causing it to, well, let me show you. Not quite want to close all the way, it stops there. Now we can push it, it's not that, but over time I'm worried about the effect that will have on the hinge, because it moves the hinge when that happens. So I'm not 100% certain I'm sold on that, using those. We may have to take them all out, but we're working on that. So that's where we're at right now. Okay, you can see here that we're welding in the framing for the lock itself. And you can also kind of see the door's still sticking out. We do sometime later on figure out how to fix that problem. But as for right now, really just focusing on this little thing, getting it set so it holds the lock even and square. So yeah, this is the whole framing for the lock. I was really happy we were able to use an actual RV lock. It just has that lower profile, and I was concerned that, you know, driving around, that what effect a normal lock would have, a door handle would have. I mean, door handles are designed to be outside, I get that, but so it's probably nothing. It really was more of I guess our personal preference on what we liked, the way it looked. So figure out what you like, do it your way. That's what this whole thing's about. It's like going to Burger King. I want it my way. Yeah. I always tell them put the burger patty upside down. They never do it though. I always get it right side up. So you just have to do all this stuff yourself. Yeah. Oop, that's Grandpa head. And C-clamps. I love these. Oh, when you buy C-clamps, make sure you buy an assortment of sizes. These are like the baby C-clamps. Yeah. They're cute, but you're going to need an assortment of sizes. The bigger ones just don't fit in certain areas, and then the little ones won't get the bigger stuff. Yeah, and buying an abundance of them, you know, at least 4 or 5 of each size. So about 3 different sizes I recommend. So now that we finally get it where it needs to be, at least that's where we think it needs to be, we're gonna put on some of them welding gear and start making sparks. Yeah, so we got the tack welds in. The framing for the lock's pretty much where it's going to be. But before we make sure, we're going to test the lock, make sure it fits in good. Yeah. And once we know we got it, that it's going to fit the way we like it, then what we're going to do is take it out and finish up the welds. Yeah, I actually had that holding the door closed, the little clamps. So now we finish up the welds because we only had them tack welded in place just in case we didn't like the way it was sitting. You also see that little blue magnet thing right there, blue with the silver thing sitting on the door. I didn't use it for much, but it did come in handy on several occasions. So I'm still glad I got it. Amazon, I don't know, $10, whatever it was. But we did use it around the bus. Everything's metal, so that worked out pretty good. Just helping to hold things in place. And there she is. So let's talk about what we just did. Okay, so here's the thing. Hot. Hot. Ooh, I feel the heat. Small piece of like 1/2-inch angle iron we put in here, and this is flush with the door itself, the frame. There'll be some sheet metal covering some of these, a bunch of this stuff. Some sheet metal. But the issue is I have to be able to install this lock. Sorry. This lock. And be able to uninstall it should it ever break. So that's going to go there. I can't put it in there right now because it has a rubber seal, and that's so hot it would definitely melt that rubber. But that's going to go there. And we did some adjusting yesterday because our door wasn't sitting flush, and we did a lot of adjusting on the rib nuts, things like that. We actually removed quite a few of them, and it seems to have solved the problem. Although the heat did warp our door in a couple different directions. We'll talk more about that later. Also, coming over here, Grandpa Nerd. That's him. Hey, Grandpa Nerd. He's waving in the wrong direction. It's also.
That guy over there.
Oh, he's waving at the guy over there. That.
See if I can make him frown.
We took 2 pieces of 3/4 inch, basically just plywood. Just not the real quality stuff, just stuff that's smooth enough. It's not the cheap stuff either, but it's not the quality stuff. And the idea is that we cut it into 3-inch strips. Now you can pay somebody to do this, but it really, Grandpa, how hard was it to do?
Not very hard.
Yeah, so if you want to pay somebody, go ahead and pay somebody. That's it's your dime. This is the Craig jig. Now, I don't sponsor Craig. Craig doesn't sponsor me. I don't know anything about it. There's a million other jigs out there. One of the big blue Home Depot kind of place, the Lowsy place, they had that. I love it. It works great. It's easy to use. It must be because we're using it. And again, buyer beware. Get what you want. I like it. It works great. It worked fine for us, what we needed to do. That was cut in, what, 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Took us longer to set up the wood than it did to actually cut it.
Actually did,
yeah, so that's where we're at now. We're going to break for lunch and stay nerdy, my friends. Oh, yeah, we did a lot of talking over with this one. A lot of that has to do with the fact that it was really windy that day, and I am not a camera person. So stay nerdy, my friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Nerd, herd, nomads. What's the other thing I'm supposed to do?
Instagram and
Instagram it and Facebook it. And click all those little buttons and bells and whistles and things. And stay nerdy, my friends.